Time now to open the French newspapers here on France 24. Elena's with us here on the set, and you're starting off yesterday. In fact, we covered the socialist primaries, didn't we? And it's the crime rate in Marseille that's making the front pages today.
Yes, we've got an old-fashioned left-right debate going on the front pages today. This is all about the crime rate in Marseille, which has soared in the last year. Notably, armed robberies have gone up 40%, so the government's keen to show they're doing something about it. The Interior Minister, Claude Guéant, was down there yesterday, to install a new chief of police in charge of Marseille, and Le Figaro headlines with Guéant attacks the left on over its record. Basically, their argument inside is, as ever recently, very loyal to the government's party line, saying that the actual rise in criminality in Marseille dates back to the period from 1997 to 2002 under a socialist prime minister, and that it's the socialist regional government down there in Marseille which has made naive policy decisions which have led to this rise in criminality. But Guéant's not the only one down there yesterday. The socialist leader Martine Aubry was there also. So there's a different story being told on the left-wing papers.
What a surprise! Yeah, what are the left wings saying today?
Well, Le Monde looks at police numbers on their front page. They've got this headline inquiry here on the front page: where is the police? Now, one of the government's policies to deal with the problems in Marseille is that they're sending 166 new police officers, but the paper points out that still won't take the numbers back up to what they were a year ago, before Sarkozy's government started cutting police numbers, and their reporters have been out and about around the country to find out what the French people are making of these police cuts. And as you might imagine, they find no shortage of victims of crime who are willing to complain that police didn't react quickly enough, that muggings are soaring in their area because the police have been cut. And the main thrust of the paper's argument really is that there's not enough neighbourhood police left anymore in France. The ones that they are covering too big an area, and they just don't know local people anymore. And they say it's vital that, especially in terms of youth crime and so on, police need to know that the young person they're arresting for a petty crime is a first-time offender, or if they're known, or what their family situation is at home, or whether or not they're in school, all of these things, in order to respond appropriately and proportionately. And if they don't have that knowledge, then they can't do a proper service.
And you found some analysis, haven't you, in Libération?
Yeah, Libération has a look at why exactly Marseille has seen such a rise in crime as opposed to other cities across France. They've got a letter in there by the socialist local mayor in Marseille saying the economic crisis has hit the city much harder than other places. Unemployment is 40% higher than the French average, and half the city's population, it earns so little, they're not eligible for income tax. They come in under the bracket, so the city lacks funds. He blames the lack of policemen as well in the paper, and says the city needs an injection of federal funds from Paris. It needs job creation projects and educational investment to help get low-skilled people back into work.
Now, the paper's also talking about Dominique Strauss-Kahn. We've seen him return to the IMF in Washington, now his hometown. Looking to welcome him back, is that the right word?
Yes, this is Le Parisien. They mention it a little bit here on the front page. They've been to Sarcelles, which is his hometown, where he was once mayor, where 3,500 people signed a petition in his favour while he was in jail in the US. And apparently now they're planning a welcome back party with a street party and a concert and so on. You might think this is a little unsavoury, given the gravity of the crime of which he has not actually been cleared, but in the Le Parisien they're quite ready to look forward to his future political career, saying that people in Sarcelles at least are ready to elect him again, although his legal troubles have got there as well. The father of a local woman who had a apparently supposedly violent affair with Strauss-Kahn says that he's accused the mayor's office of attempting to bribe him to silence him.
And finally, some more problems for French politicians, legal worries anyway. Jacques Chirac, his trial, it's for creating fake jobs to pay friends with state funds. That's the allegation, isn't it, when he was mayor of Paris? Yes,
so there are allegations that date back 20 years, and the trial has been postponed over and over again, but it is meant to start on Monday, so Le Parisien is looking forward to that. They've got the exclusive information that he will be let off coming into most of the days of the trial because of the state of the 78-year-old former president's health, but he will be there apparently on Tuesday to hear the accusations against him. And the Le Parisien suggests that this is already a sign that he might get favourable treatment by the court, and they call it a gentleman's agreement.
OK. Of course, full coverage of that trial when it kicks off next week here on France 24. Elena, thanks very much. Elena, here with the French newspapers every day.